Ladies, let me tell you something, and I need you to sit down for this one. I need you to put the phone down. Turn the TV off. Tell the kids to give mama 10 minutes, and I need you to listen to me like your future is depending on it. Because, baby, it is. If a man is saying certain things to you, certain phrases, certain excuses, certain little sentences that sound harmless on the surface, I need you to hear me clearly. That is not love. That is not confusion. That is not he just being scared of his feelings. That is a warning. That is a red flag waving right in your face while you keep telling yourself it's pink. And today I'm going to name 5 of them for you. 5 sentences, 5 phrases, 5 little bombs that men drop right before they detonate your peace, your time, and your self-worth. Now, before I start, I want you to know something. I'm not saying this to shame you. I'm not saying this to make you feel stupid for the times you stayed. I'm not saying this to make you cry over the man you already knew wasn't the one. I'm saying this to wake you up. I'm saying this because somewhere out there, there's a woman right now, and she's sitting on the edge of her bed holding her phone, reading a text message from a man who has been playing with her heart like it's a toy, as she's trying to convince herself that what he just said means something different than what it actually means. Sister, if that's you, this video is for you. You didn't click on this by accident. You were led here. And by the time we finish this conversation, you're going to know exactly when to stand up, exactly when to walk out, and exactly what to say to yourself in the mirror the next morning when the loneliness tries to talk you back into a text you should never send. So pour yourself something warm, wrap up in that blanket, and let me break this down for you, the way I would break it down for my own daughter if she came to me confused about a man, because that's who you are to me right now. You are my sister. You are my daughter. You are my niece. You are somebody's future queen, and I refuse to let you keep bleeding your beautiful heart into somebody who was never planning to catch it. Let's get into it. See, here's what I need you to understand before I give you the 5 things. Men communicate in code, but the code is not complicated. Women think it's complicated because women are wired to give the benefit of the doubt. Women are wired to nurture, to explain, to translate, to soften. So when a man says something cold, a woman's brain automatically warms it up. When a man says something ambiguous, a woman's brain automatically fills in the blanks with hope. When a man says something that should offend her, her brain says, well, maybe he didn't mean it that way. Maybe he had a bad day. Maybe he had a bad day. Maybe he's just stressed. Maybe he's just been hurt before. Maybe. And baby, I need you to understand something. Maybe is the graveyard where women bury their years. Let me say that again because I need it to hit the back of your spirit. Maybe is the graveyard where women bury their years. 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, waiting on a man to become the version of himself he told you he could be. When the truth is, the man in front of you right now is the man. That's him. That's the whole thing, not the potential, not the dream, not the version you see when he's had 2 glasses of wine and he opens up for 20 minutes. The man, the actual real walking, talking, choosing man in front of you. And when he opens his mouth and says these 5 things I'm about to tell you, he is telling you exactly who he is. Your only job is to believe him the first time. Now here's what men are wired to do. A man will always tell you the truth about himself. Always. He may not tell you in a Hallmark card. He may not tell you in a candlelit dinner. He may not tell you in a poem, but he will tell you. He'll tell you in a joke. He'll tell you in a passing comment. He'll tell you in the way he treats the waitress. He'll tell you in the way he talks about his ex. He'll tell you in the way he explains why he can't commit. He is telling you. The problem is not that men don't communicate. The problem is that women hear him and then they translate him into what they wish he had said. Stop translating. Start listening. Because the first time a man tells you who he is, that is the truest sentence he is ever going to say to you. Everything after that is just decoration. So let's get into the first one. And this one, ladies, is the one that catches almost every woman. Almost every woman I have ever counseled, ever known, ever watched from a distance, has heard some version of this sentence and stayed anyway. Ready? Here it is. Number one, when a man says to you, I'm just not ready for a relationship right now. I'm just not in that place. I'm not looking for anything serious. I've got too much going on. I need to focus on myself first. Sister, listen to me. Listen to me carefully. When a man tells you he is not ready for a relationship, believe him. Believe him the first time. Believe him the second time. And most importantly, believe him even when he is being sweet to you, texting you good morning, cooking you dinner, and acting like your boyfriend in every way except for the title. Because here is the brutal truth. He is not saying he's not ready for a relationship. He is saying he is not ready for a relationship with you. Now, I know that stings. I know that just hit somewhere tender. But I need you to sit in that sting for a minute, because that sting is the truth trying to set you free. See, men do not tell you they are not ready for a relationship because they don't understand themselves. Men tell you they are not ready for a relationship because they are trying to keep the door open for the woman they will be ready for. They are telling you in the politest possible way, I want to enjoy you until she shows up. They are saying, I want the comfort, the sex, the companionship, the emotional support, without the responsibility, without the commitment, without the accountability. They are saying, do not build a house on this land because I already know I'm going to sell it. And here's where women mess up. Women hear that sentence and they think, okay, he's just been hurt. Okay, he just needs time. Okay, if I love him enough, if I'm cool enough, if I'm patient enough, if I don't pressure him, he'll come around. Sister, no, he will not come around. He will come around to somebody, but it won't be you. Because the woman a man commits to is not the woman who waited the longest. The woman a man commits to is the woman he decided on the inside was worth changing his life for. That decision is instant. It's not built over years of patience. It's not built over years of you proving yourself. It's not built over years of you being the cool, chill, no pressure girl. That decision happens fast. And if he hasn't made it by month 6, month 9, month 12, baby, he's not making it. Let me tell you about a woman I know. Let's call her Maya. Maya is 34 years old. Beautiful, successful, kind. She met a man named Marcus at a networking event. Marcus told her on their third date, I'm not really looking for anything serious right now. I just got out of something heavy. Maya smiled and said, I understand, no pressure. We can just see where it goes. 2 years later, 2 years, ladies, 2 years of good morning texts, 2 years of shared vacations, 2 years of shared vacations, 2 years of meeting his friends but never his mother. 2 years of him spending the night 4 times a week but not leaving a toothbrush. 2 years of him calling her his best friend in front of other people. And then, one day, Maya opened Instagram and saw a picture of Marcus with his arm around another woman, captioned, she said yes. 6 months. That's how long he'd known her. 6 months. And he was engaged. And Maya, sweet, patient, understanding Maya, sat in her car and cried until she couldn't breathe. Now, what do you think Marcus told that other woman on their third date? Do you think he said, I'm not ready for anything serious? No, sister. He said, I've been waiting my whole life to meet somebody like you. Because when a man is ready, he is ready. When a man decides, he decides. And when a man tells you he's not ready, he's not confused. He's not scared. He's not healing. He is telling you with his full chest that you are not the one. And your job, if you love yourself, is to say thank you for your honesty and walk away with your dignity intact. Because every day you stay after he told you the truth is a day you are volunteering to be somebody's placeholder. And baby, you were not born to be a placeholder. You were born to be the whole page. So write this down somewhere in your heart. When a man says he's not ready, that is a full sentence. That is not the beginning of a negotiation. That is not an invitation for you to prove him wrong. That is him closing a door and being kind enough to tell you before you walk into it. Take the mercy, say thank you, and go. Because the man who is ready for you will not need convincing. He will not need patience. He will not need a 2-year audition. He will look at you and he will know, and he will move his whole life around to make sure he does not lose you. That is the standard. Anything less is a lesson. Now let's get into number 2. And this one, ladies, this one is sneaky. This one hides in the mouth of men who look like good men. This one comes from men who bring flowers, who pay for dinner, who tell their friends about you. And that's what makes it so dangerous. Because when a man is being wonderful in 90% of the ways, women will excuse the 10% that is warning them. But baby, 10% poison in a glass of water is still poison. You don't drink around it. You pour the whole glass out. Number 2. When a man says to you in any form, any variation, any tone, you're too much, you're too emotional, you're too sensitive, you're overreacting, you're being dramatic, you always make everything a big deal, you're just insecure, you're crazy. Sister, when a man tells you you are too much, what he is really telling you is that he is not enough. He is not enough of a man to hold your emotions. He is not enough of a man to soothe your worries. He is not enough of a man to communicate honestly so that you don't have to guess. He is not enough of a man to make you feel safe. So instead of stepping up, he is trying to shrink you down. That is not a boyfriend. That is a bully with better lighting. Let me break down what's really happening inside his mind. When a woman comes to a man with a concern, a real concern, a valid concern, the man has 2 choices. Option 1, he can listen, take responsibility, and adjust his behavior. That's what a grown man does. That's what a man who values you does. That's what a man who wants to keep you does. Option 2, he can flip the script, make you the problem, make your emotions the problem, and train you to stop bringing him concerns. Because if he can train you to feel crazy every time you speak up, he can train you into silence. And a silent woman is a woman who tolerates everything. That's what he wants. He does not want a peaceful home. He wants a controlled woman. You are not too much. You have never been too much. You will never be too much. Say it with me. You are not too much. The right man will look at everything you thought was too much and say, thank God she brought all of that. Thank God she feels deeply. Thank God she notices things. Thank God she cares enough to tell me when something is wrong. Because a man who loves you does not need you to be smaller. A man who loves you needs you to be exactly who you are, so he can love the whole woman, not the polished version you built to survive him. I knew a woman named Rachel. Rachel was fire. Rachel was laughter. Rachel was the woman at the party who made everybody feel like the room got warmer when she walked in. Then Rachel met a man, and within a year, Rachel had stopped laughing so loud. Rachel had stopped speaking her mind. Rachel had stopped wearing the red lipstick. Because he told her one time at a dinner that she was too loud. He told her one time in the car that she was embarrassing. He told her one time in bed that she was too intense. And Rachel, wanting to be loved, wanting to keep him, started shrinking. Piece by piece, volume by volume, color by color. Until one day her best friend saw her at a coffee shop and said, "Girl, what happened to you?" And Rachel didn't have an answer because she didn't even know when it started. She just knew she was quieter, smaller, grayer, and still not enough for him. Here's the part that will make you weep, sister. 2 years after Rachel left him, she ran into his new girlfriend at a mutual friend's wedding. And the new girlfriend was loud. She was laughing. She was wearing the reddest lipstick you ever saw. And Rachel realized in that moment that he never had a problem with loud women. He had a problem with a loud Rachel because he was intimidated by her fire. So he made her feel like the fire was the problem until she put it out herself. And then he found a woman he wasn't intimidated by and let her burn bright. That is what I need you to understand. When a man calls you too much, it is almost never about you. It is about his capacity. It is about his ego. It is about his own insecurity. And instead of him growing, he wants you to shrink. Do not shrink. Do not dim. Do not turn down. The right man will not ask you to. The right man will plug into your light and be proud to stand next to it. Anything less is a man who wanted a mirror, not a woman. So here's what you do the next time a man tells you you are too much. You look at him, you take a breath, and you say, "If I am too much for you, then I am not for you." And you mean it. Because you are not negotiating your existence anymore. You are not editing yourself for men who cannot handle you. You are not spending another year trying to fit inside a box built for a smaller woman. You are you, whole, loud, emotional, sensitive, intense, beautiful. And any man who tells you that is a problem is a man showing you he is not the solution. Now, let's move to number 3, and I want you to lean in for this one, because this is the sentence that women hear the most, and this is the sentence that keeps women stuck the longest. This is the sentence that has kept beautiful, brilliant, capable women waiting on the couch for a decade, hoping the situation is going to change. And I'm telling you tonight, it is not going to change. Not until you change what you accept. Number 3. When a man says to you, "It's complicated. My situation is complicated. Things at home are complicated. My relationship with her is complicated. We're separated, but not divorced. We're together, but we're not really together. It's just for the kids. It's just until the lease is up. It's just until the finances get sorted. It's just until, sister, listen to me." When a man tells you his situation is complicated, what he is really saying is, "I have not chosen you, and I do not plan to choose you, and I want the benefits of your love while I keep my options open with somebody else." There is no such thing as a complicated situation when a man wants you. Let me say that again. There is no such thing as a complicated situation when a man wants you. Men are the simplest creatures on the planet when they want something. If a man wants a job, he applies for the job. If a man wants a house, he buys the house. If a man wants a car, he saves for the car. If a man wants a woman, he goes and gets the woman. He does not sit around for 3 years explaining his complications. He goes and gets her. Complicated is a word men use when they want you to accept a situation that would otherwise be unacceptable. Now, I know somebody watching this is saying, "But Steve, my situation is different. He really does love me. He really is going to leave. He just needs time. He just needs to get his ducks in a row. He just needs to wait until the kids are older. He just needs to sell the house. He just needs, baby, listen. If a man has been telling you the same story for more than 6 months, that is not a plan. That is a script. And you are not his partner in that script. You are the audience. You are paying admission with your time, your body, your emotional energy, your peace of mind, and you are getting a rerun every month, every year. Same show, same excuses, same tears in your car on the way home. Let me tell you about a woman I knew named Tasha. Tasha was 38 when she met a man who was, quote, going through a divorce. He told her the papers were being drawn up. He told her his wife had already moved out emotionally. He told her he was just waiting for the right time. Tasha, being a good woman, being a patient woman, being a woman who wanted to believe in love, said, "Take your time, I'll be here." 3 years later, 3 years, sisters, 3 years of being the woman on the side, 3 years of hidden dinners, 3 years of holidays alone, 3 years of him going home to a house where his wife still lived, still cooked, still slept in the same bed. And every time Tasha asked when he was going to finalize things, he said, "Baby, it's complicated." And Tasha, being a good woman, said, "Okay, take your time. You know what happened, don't you?" On Tasha's 41st birthday, she was sitting alone in a restaurant she had chosen for the two of them, and he canceled at the last minute because his wife needed him. And Tasha looked around that restaurant and she saw a woman 2 tables over blowing out candles with her husband and her kids. And Tasha realized that she had given 3 of her best years, 3 of her most fertile years, 3 of her most beautiful years to a man who was never going to be hers. As she stood up, left the restaurant, went home, blocked his number, and never spoke to him again. And here's the kicker. 6 months later, she saw on social media that he had gotten his wife pregnant again. Complicated situation, huh? Complicated my foot. That man knew exactly what he was doing. And Tasha, God bless her, finally knew it too. Here's the psychology, and I want you to write this down. Men do not stay in situations they do not want to be in. Men stay in what serves them. If a man is still married, he wants to be married. If a man is still living with her, he wants to live with her. If a man has not filed papers after 3 years, he is not going to file papers. He is content. He is comfortable. He has a wife at home and a woman on the side. And from his perspective, why would he change anything? He's winning. You're the only one losing. And every day you stay is a day you agree to keep losing. So here's the power move, and this one requires courage, sister. The next time a man tells you his situation is complicated, you smile, you nod, and you say, "I understand." Take all the time you need to sort it out. And when you have sorted it out, if I am still available and still single, we can talk then. And then you leave. You do not text him. You do not call him. You do not check his social media. You do not check his social media. You do not accept his midnight phone calls. You do not accept the crumbs of a man who is feeding a full meal to somebody else. You take your whole beautiful self and you invest her somewhere else, in somebody else, in something else, in you. Because I promise you, the moment you stop being available for his complicated situation, one of 2 things will happen. Either he will magically figure out how to uncomplicate it, which will show you he could have all along, or he will disappear, which will show you he was never going to. Either way, you win. Either way, the truth comes out. Either way, you are free. Now let's move to number 4. And this one, sisters, this one requires special attention because this one comes disguised as compliment. This one comes disguised as flattery. This one comes disguised as him being sweet, being different, being into you in a way no man has ever been into you before. But underneath the sweetness is a snake, and I need you to recognize the snake before it bites you. Number 4. When a man says to you very early on, we're talking first date, second date, third date, week 2, week 3. Phrases like, "You're not like other girls. I've never felt this way before. I feel like I've known you my whole life. You're my soulmate. You're my forever. I'm so glad I finally found you. I want to marry you. Let's move in together. Let's go on a trip next month. Let's get out of here and start a life." Sister, when a man moves that fast, that hot, that intense, that soon, that is not love. That is a red flag on fire. That is what we call love bombing. And love bombing is not romance. Love bombing is a hunting technique. Let me explain what's happening inside his mind. A man who is emotionally healthy, a man who is secure, a man who has real intentions of building something with you does not need to sweep you off your feet in 2 weeks. He is patient. He is steady. He is watching. He is learning who you are. He is asking questions. He is meeting your people. He is showing up consistently, not dramatically. Real love builds like a house, brick by brick, slowly, sturdy, meant to last a lifetime. Love bombing builds like a bonfire, hot, fast, consuming, and when the fuel runs out, all that's left is ash and a woman wondering what happened. Men who love bomb are not falling in love with you. They are falling in love with the version of you they've imagined in their head after knowing you for 11 days. And that version, baby, is not you. It's a fantasy. It's a projection. It's a role they need you to play. And the moment the real you shows up, the moment you have a bad day, the moment you disagree with him, the moment you show human complexity, that fantasy dies. And so does his interest. And what was hot as fire in week 2 was cold as ice by month 4. And you're left standing there going, but what happened? We were so in love. Sister, you were not in love. You were on a stage and the show got canceled. I knew a woman named Denise. Denise met a man on a dating app. On their first date, he told her she was the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. On their second date, he told her he could see her being the mother of his children. On their third date, he showed up with a ring. Not an engagement ring, but a promise ring. Denise thought she had won the lottery. She had never been loved like this. She had never been loved like this. She had never been chased like this. She had never been wanted like this. She threw her whole heart in. She introduced him to her family in month 1. She let him move in month 2. She gave up her lease in month 3. And in month 5, right on schedule, he started pulling away. He got quiet. He got distant. He said he needed space. He said maybe they had moved too fast. He said he wasn't sure anymore. And by month 7, he was gone. And Denise, who had reorganized her whole life around this man, was sitting in an apartment she couldn't afford, wondering how the man who was going to marry her in month 1 was ghosting her in month 7. Here's what I need you to understand about love bombing. It is not about you. A man who love bombs every woman. It is his pattern. It is his tactic. It is how he hooks women fast, extracts what he wants, whether that is sex, validation, financial help, ego stroking, whatever, and then moves on to the next one. And by the time you figure out what happened, he is already promising forever to another woman on another dinner date. The intensity was not real. The compliments were not real. The declarations were not real. It was all a script. And the script has one purpose: to get you attached before you have time to see who he really is. So here is the rule. Write it down. Time is the only truth teller in a relationship. Time. Not words, not gestures, not flowers, not vacations, not promises, time. A man's true character will always reveal itself over time. That is why a real man will never rush you. A real man understands that if what he is offering is real, it will still be there in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year. A real man knows that love that lasts a lifetime does not need to prove itself in a weekend. So when a man is rushing you, when a man is pushing for the next step before you've even finished the current one, when a man is declaring forever before he even knows your middle name, that is not love. That is manipulation. And your job, sister, is to slow it down. Here's the exact phrase to use. Memorize it. When a man moves too fast, you look him in the eye, you smile, and you say, I really appreciate how you're feeling, but I move at my own pace, and my pace is slower than this. If what we have is real, it will still be here in 6 months. If it's not, we'll both know. And then you watch what he does. Because a real man will say, "You're right, I'm sorry. Take all the time you need." And a love bomber will get frustrated, will pull back, will accuse you of not being into him, will make you feel guilty for having boundaries. And in that moment, sister, he has just told you exactly who he is. Believe him. Do not translate, do not explain, do not soften. Believe him and walk. Now let's get into number 5. And this one is the most dangerous of all, because this one attacks the very foundation of who you are. This one, if you accept it, if you let it settle into your spirit, will change you in ways you may not recover from. And I need you to hear me on this one with your whole heart open. Number 5, when a man says to you, in any form, in any tone, in any moment, phrases like, "Nobody else is going to want you. You're lucky I put up with you. You should be grateful I'm still here. No man is going to deal with your baggage. No man is going to want you with kids. No man is going to want you with kids. No man is going to want you with you. You'd be nothing without me. You'll never find anybody better than me." Sister, when a man says any version of that to you, you need to walk out. Not next week, not after you've thought about it, not after one more conversation. Now, today, that day. Because a man who tells you no one else will want you is a man who is trying to lock you in a cage using your own fear. That is not love. That is not honesty. That is not even disrespect. That is emotional warfare. That is a man who knows deep down that if you ever realized your own value, you would leave him in a heartbeat. So he has to make sure you never realize it. He has to keep you convinced that he is your best option, your only option, your last chance. Because a woman who believes she has options is a woman who will not tolerate mistreatment. And a woman who has been convinced she has no options is a woman who will tolerate anything. Anything. And that, sister, is exactly what he wants. Let me tell you the truth. The absolute gospel kitchen table truth. The absolute gospel kitchen table truth. There is not a woman alive, not one who does not have somebody out there who would treasure her. Not one. I don't care if you're 22. I don't care if you're 52. I don't care if you're 52. I don't care if you're 72. I don't care if you have 1 kid, 3 kids, 5 kids, no kids. I don't care if you weigh 110 or 250. I don't care what your credit score is. I don't care what your credit score is. I don't care what your past looks like. I don't care what your body looks like after the babies. I don't care what your face looks like when you cry. There is a man out there right now who would look at you and think, that is the woman I've been waiting my whole life for. Right now. He exists. And the only reason you have not met him yet is because you are still occupying space with a man who is telling you he doesn't exist. Baby, you cannot meet the right man while you are cohabitating with the wrong one. The seat is taken. The line is busy. God cannot deliver the blessing because you are still holding on to the burden. Now, let me tell you why men say this. Let me break down what's really happening inside his mind. A man who tells you no one else will want you is a man who is deeply insecure. Deeply. He is looking at you, and he is seeing something that terrifies him. He is seeing your beauty. He is seeing your beauty. He is seeing your kindness. He is seeing your loyalty. He is seeing your capacity to love, and he knows on a bone-deep level that he does not deserve you. He knows that if you ever left, you would find better, fast, and that would